Frank Lee, homie.
I'm only sipping it slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow. Take a sip, I bet it get you right. And I only speak it if it's real, yeah. Only spill it if it's true, yeah. Everybody want the tea, so you already know the deal. I always sip slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow. Only helping you grow. Tell you things that you need to hear, not only things you wanna know. Keeping you up on your current events, I swear the world's so cold. Talking about marriage and sports too. Man, you gotta catch the show. You better believe me. Got Allen T. Weezy, J. Martin, that JT, make it look easy. Whenever they speaking about any topic, if I spoke about it, I was really about it. Ain't no front, I was real about it. In my white cup, it got Hen inside it. It's a message for everybody. Now I'm only sipping it slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow. Take a sip, I bet it gets you right. And I only speak it if it's real, yeah. Only spill it if it's true, yeah. Everybody want the tea, so you already know the deal. I always sip slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow.
Man, the game is to be told, not to be sold. It's your boy, T Weezy.
I hear you, man. Fellas, good morning, everybody. Listeners, this is boy J-Dub. What's up?
Yes, sir. Al back, another week.
Already, man. Y'all welcome to the Sip Slow podcast. But we here to help ourselves as well as others. Raw, real, and uncut. Audio work weekly, man. Shit, boys. What y'all sipping on today?
I got a little hot coffee in my cup, man. Letting it try to help me wake up a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I switched it up a little bit today. I'm on this Modelo. Yeah. Bottles only. Remember, no cans. Bottles only.
Yes, sir. That is special.
You put a little lime with it or something?
Nah, I just keep it straight. I don't put nothing with it, just like this here out the bottle. It got to be ice cold.
Right. Oh, got to. No doubt about that.
Glad you said something, Al. I got a few of them in the refrigerator.
Yeah, man. Go grab you one.
Yeah, I'm on this water, man. It's straight up H2O this morning. So
on off that water.
On off that water, man. How was y'all week, fellas?
Good week overall, man. Happy to see another one get through, and just thankful.
Yes, sir. It's a pretty good week. I've been talking about the weather the last 2 episodes. It's been raining, but now it just switched up on me, T. You must have called that old weather, man. Or he been watching us, on the podcast. He made it hot as hell out here, man.
Yeah. Shit, boy. You walk out there in the morning and that humidity, man, it just walking make you sweat. So
man,
it's real out there. Shit, seems like we're just getting started.
Yep.
Man, it's been hot. I don't even know what else to say. It's just been hot.
Well,
hurricane season.
Yeah, that's something I saw on the news that they got something around Mexico that's they giving it like a 50% chance that it's gonna form into something, and they got it projected like it'll come up northway, Corpus Christi, Galveston, toward our direction. So they say you got to watch out for that for the next weekend. So just don't be like Al, man. You're going to have to check the weather report and see what's going on out here. Man, I had worked yesterday, and I've been seeing on news they're gonna shut down that 610 loop. Well, going northbound, and then on the southbound side of 59, they're gonna shut it down going west. But shit, they shut down the whole 59, right there. So yesterday morning I had to get out there, man, out there off like around around not Cavalcade, but shit.
Cross timber? No.
No, I had to get way out there on 610, man. So anyway, I had to use the little detour yesterday, so I could just imagine how it's gonna be in the morning, man. If y'all got to go through that way, man, look at your other routes or something like that. So, but other than that, yeah, I had a good week. Me and the wife ended up going out and having dinner yesterday evening. So yeah, everything's all good, man.
That's all right. That's all you can ask for.
Yes, sir, man. So we're gonna go and jump in this free game, man. Love is greater than hate. That's free game for today. Short and sweet, man. Self-explanatory too. Love is greater than hate.
Man, that's what's up there, and wish it resonate on all ears.
Yes, sir. Well, you are listening to the Sip Slow podcast, man, and we gonna jump into what's on your mind today. I saw this little. It was a post from 97.9 on Instagram, and it said, "No man wears a pair of underwear just one time before washing them. Every man wears each pair of underwear at least 3 to 10 times before washing them." Is this true?
Wait a
Whoa.
Hey, let me jump right on that quick before you even finish, man. What kind of dudes are these, man?
Whoa.
So
I don't know.
Let me before we're gonna do the round thing. Let me just say, hell no, that ain't true. Before I go in, y'all go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I haven't never participated in that, so them gotta be some different guys. But I do think I think a lot of men out there do it.
Man, I mean, I just have a little bit more care for myself rather than sit up there and wear drawers over and over again. I don't agree with that. I'm not sure how that people came to that of trying it, but I don't agree with it. I'd rather go without before I sit up here and wear some some other old drawers again.
So y'all don't think some of these dudes out here living like this?
It's kind of surprising, man. You're right though, man. Some of these cats, dog, we shouldn't be surprised if they do it, but I guess when you're just talking about yourself, man, that's kind of throw, man.
Right, no doubt.
Wow. Yeah, my bigger question is why?
Man, there's a lot of some of these guys trifling, man. Just there's some dirty people out here, and sometimes, like maybe if you don't have a woman, you might a woman to check you or to clean or wash your laundry or something for you might say, well, shit, a little smell test, check that back, if it's all right, check that front side is all right, I can give you another day or two out of them. So.
Man, that's trifling, man. That's trifling. And any of you listeners out there, I'm gonna tell you straight like this: if you doing that, you wrong. I'm just gonna tell you that you wrong. You wrong for doing it to yourself and to any potential of being close in that area, man. So that's the last thing. My grandma always tell me, make sure you have on some clean drawers, clean socks.
Yes, sir.
You'll never know whatever may happen to you. You don't want to be in an emergency situation and then boom. Like, man, this brother here nasty.
Right.
Hey, see, you know what? I can see it because I've been at I ain't gonna put nobody names out here. I've been at some of the homies' house. Now this is, of course, we're younger, but still it shouldn't have happened. We all just at the house. We in the AC playing video games, right? So now it's time to, let's say we finna go to the movies or something, right? Well, my
Mm-hmm.
thing is, we finna go to the movies. It's time for me to go home, shower up, put some new clothes on, and you got to be right. Their thing was, well, damn, nigga, we been in the house all day in the AC. And I'm thinking to myself, hold up, bro. I mean, I'm kind of like, my mom was kind of like Dub's grandmother. That's just how it go. Anytime you leave the house, you got to be presentable. You know what I mean? So you can't just, even though you've been in the house all day in the AC, but you had them clothes on all day. So it's like, man, you
Right.
go to a new spot, you got to go jump in the shower and start fresh. Them cats be like, oh, man, you doing too much, man. All you do is splash on a little cologne and go. I said, oh, nah. So I can see it, bro.
Yeah, especially, I would think more so when guys are younger, but at the age we are, this should be a no-no. And
Yeah,
that cologne over funk is really bad.
they got that new do. Man, I don't know. It almost makes you question, are they showering? Like Al was saying, are they taking showers too? Because if you can wear the same drawers over and over, you definitely are okay with not taking a shower.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah,
right,
but
because
look,
why would you take a shower and put on some dirty boxes? I mean, that's some weird stuff.
yeah, you hustling
Uh,
backwards.
oh man,
Anything, on your mind, Dub?
man, no, not anymore. That kind of threw me there. That one kind of threw me. Yeah.
Yeah, Al?
I think I'm with Dub, man. I had a couple of things I was thinking about, dog. That took the cake, man. Let's keep it moving, man.
Let's keep it moving already, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But you are listening to the Sip Slow podcast. We saw this week where a Asian man shot a 6-year-old black boy in Michigan. The young man's name is Kobe Daniel. And what happened was he had left his bike in the Asian man's yard. And I guess when the little boy came to get his bike, they had a little words. The man went in the house, initially got a sledgehammer and tried to hit the little boy. And the little boy said he was a little too fast for him. He know how to get out the way. And then the man went back in the house and got a gun and shot the little boy and hit him in the arm. So I just want to get y'all thoughts on this situation. What you say there, Doug?
Man, I when I read that, I was kind of shocked too. One, if the little boy even left his bike over there, and he down the street, whatever, you've seen this kid before, probably riding his bike down the sidewalk or out playing out in the street somewhere like that. You know who the kid is. I doubt the kid was coming over there to do any damage or something. Because if he had, you treat it just like a man. You go to the parents and stuff. But it appears that wasn't the case here. Something was wrong with that dude who shot him. Something is mentally wrong with that cat. Because if you had intent like that, well, first you went to go grab a sledgehammer. That's gonna take work. That's really, like, your mind is made up. I'm about to hurt this kid. First to swing a sledgehammer, and then two, the fact that he went got a gun and shot at a 6-year-old. He was trying to shoot and probably kill this kid over something that I know could have been prevented. So I don't agree with it. I think they need to charge him immediately and go ahead and get this over with. He needs to do some time for just understanding. Hopefully he don't have no kids. And then I did hear the little boy's dad respond to it, and he did it in all, I guess, as tactfully as he could. But I just thinking, like, if my kid
Straight up,
went,
Doug. We'll touch on that a
okay,
little later.
go ahead, my bad.
Well, me, man. No, go ahead, T. Go.
No, go ahead, Al.
No, I will just say real quick. When I read it, man, it kind of threw me for a loop. I was actually at work when I read it, so I was like, just had my own thoughts. I just kind of wanted to bounce it off a couple of coworkers to kind of see where they were at, and they immediately went to race. I'm glad Dub didn't go there first. It's more about his mindset and rather than his race, because they were like, oh, because it's a black. I don't like they always throw that race card out there,
Mm-hmm.
But to not go into it. But I agree with Dub. there's definitely something wrong here. I mean, because it's a 6-year-old, man. I mean, there's nothing a 6-year-old can say or do to make me even want to harm him, let alone shoot him. I mean, what can a 6-year-old do to a grown ass man to make you want to cause bodily harm to this little boy? I mean, there's something wrong mentally. Again, I'm not a psychologist, a psychiatrist, none of the above, but there's something wrong here, man. And yeah, they got to really look into that. The other thing I want to say before we move on, dude had a 10K charge. He got locked up and got out on bail on a 10K charge. That means he only paid $1,000 to get out for attempted murder. Stop it, man. I ain't got much more to say.
Well, you know, for what I guess the last 6 months or so, we've been hearing all about this Asian hate. You know, where people are attacking Asians because the coronavirus and this and that, and now you have a law passed on their behalf when we've been dealing with the same things for years, hundreds of years, but we can't get anything passed. So you say, well, your coworker didn't bring up race. Well, shit, I gotta bring up race because I don't think that man would have shot another Asian little 6-year-old boy. Yeah, you would think maybe something is wrong with him. Was he on some drugs or something like that? But I feel like the media has just portrayed black people as savages, just bad people in general. And it's propaganda because we really are not those people. Now some of us do act a fool and fit those descriptions, but not all of us. So I'm looking at it, well, this man probably saw this young black boy. The black boy, said something to him when he got his bike, and he probably just figured, well, hey, this gonna grow up to be another savage animal, and he felt that he was okay with using or trying to use deadly force on the child because that just go to show you the value how we are looked at, not only in this country but a whole lot of countries around the world. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it and all, but the the elephant in the room here is the boy was 6. I don't care if it's race. I don't care if it's you just angry with that they may come over there and destroy your yard or something like that. There's other things he could have did, but the boy is 6, man, and for this to be a grown man and do that, it's one thing if the kid was older, but still the dude was 6, and the man, if he had to, he could just walk down there and talk to his folks. He could have called the cops. There's other measures he could have tried, but I would hesitate on it being race, although with everything that's kind of going on with like the Asian community and feeling like everything is being attacked now more so. I just can't get past the fact that it was a 6-year-old boy.
I agree with the him being 6-year-old. That's crazy, but it's something that made him feel that hey, I can do this to this 6-year-old boy, and I don't think he would did that to another Asian child. Just like you don't see these white cops shooting these white people they pull over.
I mean, that's true.
I mean,
I don't know. I think something wrong with the dude. I really just think something mentally wrong with him to do
without
that.
a doubt.
So, I just have to look at the fact, man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I got a 6-year-old, and we live in a predominantly white neighborhood, or there's some Asian families here too. But if if he was to leave his stuff down there and go down and get it, and I find out now he's shot, I don't know if I could react the same way as what that dad did. And again, the dad may have did it because when they interviewed him, that's one thing. But how does that man the guy who shot this kid come back to that neighborhood and live? How does that happen and be allowed when
Hey.
you know now he's a threat to not just go ahead. My bad, T.
Al? No, Al, you
No,
go
go ahead, T.
ahead.
Go ahead, T. Go ahead.
No, I was just no. Go ahead. Cause something I was gonna.
That dude is he gonna be accepted to come back and live in that neighborhood?
Well, that was my thing on that, Dub. Let me say real quick. I know y'all keep going back about the race and all that. I couldn't care less about because it's still at the end of the day a 6-year-old, and I guess I look at it as my son is 8 months old. He's nowhere near 6. But that's the first thing I thought about. How would I feel if that was my son? You know what I mean? So I don't know if Buddy could have came back and lived in that subdivision no more. That's just keeping it real, not trying to be tough or none of that. Nah, you got to do better than that, homie. Like, you have to know that's a no-no. Like, for real, he couldn't live that no more.
Well, now that's what I want to ask. What's something to where you feel like I have to retaliate or defend to where if I got to go to prison, it's worth it. Is this a situation in y'all opinion?
Yeah, I mean, you got somebody that's helpless, innocent, and the 6-year-old kid. Regardless, that man knew he was a kid. He done seen this kid before. I know that's something. Yeah, he comes back to that neighborhood. It's just going. You call the cops right there. Like, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how this is gonna work. So if you get a call back, you just know that I've had this conversation with you.
And that's just it, man. So if you let this guy make it, man, you setting the tone. You just letting them know that whoever can do whatever they want to when they want to. I can't let that be the narrative, man, because like he said, he could have called the cops. He could have came and talked to the father. There's other ways, man. First of all, trying to hit the little man with a sledgehammer. Come on, man. Then go shoot him. So you had already bad intentions, but you just need somebody to get on your level with you. Now, I'm sure that if it was me, we talking about that, the wife would probably talk me out of it. And then, you got to, like Thomas saying, that it's not worth throwing it all away. But I'm not sitting here and play the game with you. My first thoughts, I'm going to risk it all. He got to go.
Yeah. I can't live down the street
Oh,
from
I
you
didn't.
knowing you shot my son.
At least,
Hey, T, you
I don't
chopping up, bro.
know. That's
Yeah.
the face. At the least, it's a tough situation to be in. I don't know.
No, I mean, do you feel you could go to sleep at night knowing somebody a house over, 2 houses down, 3 houses down, shot your kid, and it wasn't like he shot in the
No.
air. He shot your kid. It's just by
Yeah,
the grace of God, it didn't. He wasn't killed or hit somewhere else. That was more
right.
detrimental. That's so,
yeah. He was trying to kill him.
had to.
I guess. Yeah, but that's what they charged him for, attempted murder. But you still let him out on $10,000 bond. So that's crazy
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah, that's a
y'all
whole
good?
other story. How you gonna set a 10K? Come on, man, $10,000 bond for attempted murder like that. We can move on, but that's saying something right there, man. That's a whole nother story, though.
Yeah. I'm just glad the little boy lived and he's good. the spirits seemed like they were high. So we gonna let it end on that. I'm pretty sure that's one of those things we ain't done hearing about. But I'm glad he's alive.
You are listening to the Sip Slow podcast. How do you feel about other races using the N word? I brought this up because Al put in an article about Hunter, who's Joe Biden's son. Uh, in the emails, text messages with his lawyer, he kept throwing around the N word, and they used it quite naturally as if it was all good. So instead of talking about Hunter Biden, which I don't think nobody really cares about, how do you feel about other races using the N word? How about you, Al?
Well, I know I'm probably gonna be in the minority on this one, and I'm already ready for it. I'm ready for all the backlash and whatever, and I'm gonna listen. But here's the deal, man. In the world we live in today, man, that's normal. So I've become desensitized to it in a sense of, let me say this, not if you saying it and using it as a derogatory term, because we know it is a derogatory term. However, I call y'all my niggas, right? I'm not trying to talk down on y'all or talk about y'all. That's how I talk. And I'm really working on that because I know that's not good, but I can honestly admit I talk like that. So I say all that to say, what makes me different, if that's the way I was growing up around different guys and people I was around, that's how they talk. But this particular, let's just say Caucasian, if you will, he was around a lot of guys like me. That's how we talk. What's up, my nigga? And da-da-da-da, whatever. Young. As you come older, you learn that ain't the way to go, but that's how he's seen it. So now he's seeing that that's normal for him. Why should he be ambushed or drug or talked about because he's saying it as a term of endearment rather than a derogatory term? Now, he's not black, but I know, Thomas, you're going to jump right in. That's why I say I'm in the minority, and I get it. But now if you use it as a derogatory term, you trying to, belittle people, then I'm against it. I don't care. Even if you are black, you can still use it, and I can feel a certain way. But I know why y'all going with it, but I'm going to say I know a lot of people that may have used it and may not mean it that way, so it don't bother me that much, just to be real with you.
Yeah, I think over the amount of time that we've had to hear it and deal with it, whether it's coming from another race or it's coming from our own race, it's used too much in general, period, by people. I use it, when I'm talking with my boys as well. And, sometimes it'll come out in conversation when you get, animated about stuff. That's just kind of naturally what happens. And I think the biggest thing is I would just hope other races, the comfortability with them saying it does not get to where they just super comfortable. I mean, you hear it in songs, you hear it amongst people talking. If they hanging around with you, they may feel they have every right to say it just like how you are. Because one, if we don't like the word being used in reference to us or directed at us, we have to be man up and get past some of the stuff and stop saying it ourselves. That's just kind of my take on it. If we tone it down, they'll stop. And if they may not stop, but they may not be as comfortable with it if we tone it down.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with that. We got to do better ourselves. I don't like to hear other races saying that. Kind of makes me feel a little way. Uh, but at the same time, if we study doing the same thing, well, I mean, what can you just say? We got to start cleaning it up out of our rap songs, greeting one another. I understand, like, hey, we took this word and it was a negative connotation. Well, it was negative. We changed the ER to A, and now it's a term of endearment, but it still means the same thing, in reality. Uh, and now with us using it so much, um, it kind of does give the other races feel like, hey, we can get in on it too, and use the word. And they listening to our music because hip hop, it just took it taking over. So every other word is nigga this, nigga that, and bitch and hoe, and so I mean, they just following suit. So we got to do better. Once we do better, then we probably can address those outside races a lot more and have something to stand on because they're gonna say, "Well, you doing the same thing," and then you gonna get mad.
Hmm. And I think too. I think I think we have something in us that will know, like, if it's used more derogatory towards us or if it's just kind of said. So I think that's where uh, we have to really look at it. Like, okay, if they're saying it in context of conversation or music, or shoot, I've even heard my kids say at school that they going over some books or something that they're talking about, and this is like high school level, where that word comes up. The
By who?
teachers, my kids in high school, their teachers, I don't know if it's like English class or what, I can't remember exactly. I'd have to go back and ask them, but it's either a movie or something that they were studying where in a book that came up, and as they were reading it, the teacher, um, she didn't say the word. She got to the word and was like, "This is, kind of made it. This is a derogatory term, but it's a part of in the book," and read the sentence out then. But I mean, it's not many ways you can avoid hearing it being said, reference to anymore.
Hmm.
But again, does it make it right for another race to say it? I don't think it makes it any more right or wrong than our race saying it. I mean, do you get up in the morning and address everybody as N word, or do you feel that you are the N word? Because the N word has an actual definition to it for why it was made to where we feel so
So
strongly
what?
about it.
So what do you feel about the part where we've taken the word which was bad and then we try to flip it to make it good? How do you?
I'm not sure we've ever flipped it to make it good. I think we just threw some slang on it and kind of made it our own word. I don't think it was ever meant to be made good. I mean, I don't like to use it. It happens. I've been around it growing up. I hear it talking with my boys and stuff. I hear it, but I don't think it's never been made good. I think it's just in having a slang. We've created a twist to it that kind of made it a part of some of our
So
conversation.
if I say you my nigga, is that good?
It's understood. It's not necessarily good. It's understood. You know what I mean? It,
Hmm.
I don't think there's no right or wrong to it. It's not. I mean, should we use that? No. Have we historically used it as a culture? Yeah. And then why do we get so offended when another race says it? And I think it's the fact that there's been too much comfortability in the word being used, period, to why other races either feel they can say it, don't have a problem saying it.
And that's just it, dog. No matter what, if a black
Hmm.
person says it, most black people gonna look at it as a term of endearment, as T mentioned.
Yeah.
Let's just say any other race outside of black, if they say it, they're gonna go directly to what we'll just say the derogatory term is. No matter how they meant it, no matter where they were coming, whether they're
Hmm.
coming from a good place or a bad place, because they're other race, it's automatic negative. I mean, we got to get out of that, man. You gotta be bigger than that, because now you causing unnecessary drama. If it's just a word that we shouldn't be using, as y'all mentioned, check yourself first. Check your family. Check your friends. All the black folks that you know that's saying it, check them first.
Hmm.
Once you check them and get them in check, and everybody, kind of know that's just not how we moving no more. I think they'll fall in line. But until then, man, let's just be real with ourselves, man. Quit checking these people outside of the race when you got shit. You probably saying it more than they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I, I like Dub said earlier. I do think we can differentiate when they trying to be meaning it one way and another, but uh,
Still
it's
don't make
still
it
not
right.
acceptable for now a white person to come hollering at you about you my nigga. So that's just my thought on that. And that is what it is.
I'm saying one last thing, see.
The
Why
Mexicans like to use it a lot too. You know what I'm saying?
they do?
Hmm.
But why do we make so much emphasis? Why do we give one word so much power? What's the difference in nigga and bitch or hoe? All the stuff you mentioned. Why does nigga have to be so powerful to where we ready to risk it all because let's say, as you said, an Hispanic said it. So now, I'm ready to kill him and go to prison. I don't care. Why is it such a? I don't know. I got to ask somebody that feel that way because I don't feel that way. It's just another word. I mean, I understand that it can be derogatory, but it don't move me like it moves some people, man.
I have sense. I'm not about to risk nothing over no word, but but I'm not happy with you saying it. I just think all of the history with the word. That's why it's bad. That's why people feel a certain type of way. Now, as we said over and over here, we need to stop using it ourselves, and I agree with that. 100%. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Hopefully, any listeners out there, man, y'all chime in with something on that because I know everybody's been faced with this or this question or you've had these thoughts. Let's address it because if we don't try to, start somewhere, will this ever get corrected? And can we ever get past the fact that we're gonna continue to hear this from other races?
Right.
Yeah. Before we move on, see, I don't think it's ever going anywhere. We might as well get used to it or try to like we keep saying, try to make it to where everybody understand it's not a good word and let's move on from it. But in the world we live in today, it ain't going nowhere. It's actually getting worse. That's all I'm saying.
You are listening to the Sip Slow podcast. We see Houston Methodist Hospital suspends 178 employees because they won't get vaccinated. There was a deadline last week, and if you hadn't took the vaccine, they was going to suspend you. And then the next step is termination. But this week, a judge dismissed their case, so they saying that Methodist is a private employer. So, Al, I know you in that industry, man. What's your thoughts on this? How you feeling?
Yeah, man, I was hearing about that, and it is crazy. I personally don't feel like anyone should be, pressured or make something mandatory that anybody don't want to, take part in it. So, of course, I'm against it, but as the judge mentioned, and that people didn't want to see and hear me on that side, if it's a privately owned business, they're free to do whatever they want to. No different than with this governor come out and say, you don't have to wear a mask. But if I have my own private establishment, let's say it's a little bar, and I want to say you got to wear a mask coming in here, then I have that right. And I think that's where some people are not understanding. They feel like, because everybody else doing it, we can do it. No. It's all about each individual on his own. So if you don't want to take the vaccine, you shouldn't be pressured. Now I know that situation gonna get deeper than what it is now. But yeah, it's a privately owned business, so they have that right to do so. But I don't think it's gonna stop there.
Well, the what you call them, the people that were suing, the employees that were suing, they had the case trying to say they were saying that it was not approved. It was a clinical trial. That's what they said, and the judge was like, "Nah, this is not a clinical trial. It's been, approved by whoever needs to approve it." And then, so I respect these people for at least trying to buck the system. Um, but like you said, Al, when you work for somebody, and especially in this private setting like this, you gotta follow the rules. But there was, I saw it's like right at 25,000 employees have been vaccinated at the Methodist, and it's these 178 that doesn't want to do it, and then you had 300 some people that did use a religious exemption. So that's something that uh, I think we might have mentioned that to y'all off air, but that's something that we have to look into if we working for somebody. Maybe that's a way that we can get around being vaccinated um, if we don't want to.
Yeah, that's the hard part right there is because, private or public entities are supposed to, respect one's religion. And some religions, require like prayer. Even some of these places are supposed to have like prayer rooms if you hire like somebody that's Muslim or something. You have employees and stuff like that because they still have to be able to carry out their have prayers during the day and all of that stuff. And no different than them having sometimes like nursing rooms where employees have to go, do they pumping of the breath. They're supposed to have access to those type of things. I think here, will these 178 come out victorious with this? I don't believe so. Just because law, public, like Al was saying, the public entity can set their own rules. They got the things that they have to be governed by, but they can set their own rules. And I think the amount of people who have taken it, within the Methodist system, compared to the amount that have not taken it, I just don't see things being favorable. I would say one thing in a healthcare setting, no matter what position you're in, it may be wise to do it just because, one, you're in there amongst people with all
Wise to
types of
do what?
sicknesses to go ahead and get the vaccine. Just because of the type of people you're around and what you wouldn't want to bring home to yourself. And then, well, first of all, the vaccine doesn't prevent you from catching the virus any more than you not having the vaccine. But I just think they're probably gonna have to succumb to what Methodist is saying, man, and go ahead and get vaccinated.
Man, I don't feel you, Doug.
Hey, man, is that are they gonna be out of jobs? I understand, but that's what they're gonna be
One,
faced with.
one thing that I see is, you know, us as black people, we do a lot of talking, but the white people gonna put some action to what they believe. So these people out here, and I could be wrong, but I assume most of them are probably white people, and they gonna go and fight for what they believe in, and they said they gonna try to get this thing up to higher courts. So let's just watch it and be aware. Also, I want to point out that I mean it's easier said than done, but when that's why if you have your own business, man, you don't have to put up with these type of things. Like I said, it's easier said than done. Everybody can't start a business. Everybody is not the boss, man. Somebody got to be the employer. But in these times, man, uh, if you are your own boss, it's a good look.
And just from a quick little HR standpoint, I got to go ahead and throw this out there. If your company doesn't have a policies and procedures place that you can look at or employee handbook that you can go back and read through and follow their rules and make sure that they have this in there, then yeah, somebody, let's just say these 178 people, if Methodist doesn't have these certain things written in their policy procedure manual or their handbook, then yes, they have a case. If Methodist does have it in there, they won't have a case. So any small business, any business owner, make sure you get your policies and procedures manual in place before you even attempt to start hiring people, as well as an employee handbook, because that's what will be your guiding rule throughout the existence of your company.
Hey, I'm gonna say this before we move on, man. You make a great point on that, Dub, from the HR standpoint. But here's the deal: we're talking about Methodist, man. This is not a regular mom and pop company. Now, if you think these people are not lawyered up, you think these people are not ready to fight, then you're crazy. I got a lot of respect for the 178 that was able to stand against a big entity of this size, of this magnitude. That's all great and it looks good. But at the end of the day, this is what it's going to end up being. They either going to be vaccinated or they're going to be terminated. That's it.
That's true.
These people are
That's
lawyered
true.
up, man. They got their stuff together. This is just the first stages, and they can change. They can take it to whatever court system they want. They're going to lose.
Yeah, they ain't gonna have enough money as what Methodist would, or enough resources to fight this. They'll make some noise, but they ain't gonna have enough resources to fight, and it is not enough of them.
Right. Well,
it's tough.
It's not hard. It really ain't hard. If you don't want to get vaccinated, go find you something else to do. It's real simple.
Yeah, but here to run it, what happens is, who's to say where you go may not require the same stuff. You know, that's the part that they got to keep in mind. Yeah.
You jumping out that frying pan straight into the fire, man.
Yes, sir. Well, we're gonna kind of keep our eyes on it, and if something happened, then we'll touch back on it. You are listening to the Sip Slow podcast. Man, should Scottie Pippen be respected like Michael Jordan for the Bulls' success? What you think about that, Dub?
Respected, yes, because he was a contributing factor to that team, and he was a contributing factor to defending a lot of the teams that they were going against, and he scored to be able to allow Jordan to do what he did. Respected, yeah, I got to give the man respect, no matter how you look at it. I mean, the Bulls, let's say, the Bulls historically, that's going to be Jordan. That's Jordan's team. That's who they're going to know first. But Pippen had something to do with that. He had a whole lot to do with it. And I know his little slight in his, I think it was they interviewed him on something. I think he has a right to at least, fight for his respect, and to know he played a part in those championship runs.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said. I see Scotty's coming out with a new book called Unguarded, and in that book he's saying that it wouldn't be no MJ the way we know him without Scotty being on the '90 Bulls. He also claims that he was the real leader of the locker room. So, I mean, all of that may be true. I don't know. I mean, could somebody else have been beside Michael Jordan and helped him win championships? I think so. But we never saw it happen either. So you have to give Scotty credit. And I feel like he gets credit. I feel like, I think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know if he's a top 50 player of all time, but I think he gets his respect, and people respect him for what he did on the court and being a winner. So I think he's just mad because of the last dance that Michael Jordan did. I think Michael said some things that probably pissed him off, and now he wanna, say some shit. Also, he's trying to sell the book. Let's keep it real too. Put out a clip or a statement like that is gonna maybe pique some people interest to want to buy the book. So that's what I think on it.
You make a good point on that. It's definitely gonna have a lot to do with the fact he's trying to push that book. But I don't think he's respected enough, in my opinion. I think anytime you mention the Bulls, anytime you mention the rings, all you hear is Jordan, MJ, Jordan, MJ. I agree. There will be no Michael Jordan without Scottie Pippen. I'm going out on the record and saying it. Why? Because Scottie Pippen is guarding their best player every night, not Michael Jordan. So that frees up Michael Jordan to do what he does.
Yeah.
Score points. He don't have to work both sides of the ball. You know what I mean? He don't have to guard the best player and then try to go put up 30, 40. That's tough. Now, I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm speaking facts. He hasn't done it. So, as T mentioned, sure, could have been someone else that replaced Scottie. Sure. But let's just go with what happened. They didn't. It was Scottie Pippen. So, when you mention the Bulls, put some respect on that man's name. When you mention Jordan, bring up Pippen. But now, anytime you mention the Jordan is the GOAT, you hear Bulls, you hear Jordan. Every now and then they'll throw and sprinkle Scottie Pippen in, but he don't get the respect he deserves, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think he's right. I think it's more so what T said about pushing the book, but he's definitely right. He got a great point. There will be no Michael Jordan as we know without Scottie Pippen. I agree.
Yeah, that book got to sell, and people he got to figure out a way to get that book out there to sell. But just from a basketball standpoint, man, he held his own. He did his thing. I mean, that's just it's like a chemical. You need two different, it's not necessarily chemical, but just you got to have two components. You know, one plus the other one, then you're gonna get whatever the success, and that's exactly what happened with the Bulls. You had MJ and Scottie, and everybody knows who, MJ wasn't that person in the locker room that's just associating himself with everybody, and this is just kind of based on the Last Dance thing. He looked like he got dressed in another area. He had him look like a little office everywhere he went. So his presence within the locker room and then how he acted towards his teammates and stuff in practice, he may not have been the leader. He just may have been the name of the face of the team. Scottie could be right. He could have had all the locker room like leadership and keeping everybody going and motivate. I don't know. Never seen any film or tape on it, but I think it was just without Scottie, there wouldn't have been that Jordan like we all talk about to this day. Skill wise, yes, but all these championships.
It wouldn't have been the 6-ring Jordan.
No,
it wouldn't
sir.
have been the 6-ring Jordan.
No.
That's good. That's what I meant to say. Something like that. The 6-ring Jordan. It wouldn't have been.
The Michael Jordan to put up 40 a night, 30 a night, whatever, and flashy, and that's gonna always be MJ. But 6 rings, no, sir.
And the rings are what built the confidence.
I got you. I think Scottie is respected, man. I think he just salty right now. That's all. He said he cringed at being labeled as Michael Jordan's sidekick. So, but at the end of the day, man, he was a sidekick. I mean, Stockton and Malone. I mean, that's what it is.
Now he can't argue that. See, he tripping now. He can't say he's not the sidekick. I know he's not saying he's the number one. Now let's cut the bullshit.
Nah, that's the man word. He said he cringed. So
yeah, he out of there.
That's I don't know. I think people show Scottie love, man. So, well, hey, man, you are listening to the Sip Slow podcast. Man, these Suns are still surprising me in these playoffs. Man, it looked like they might fool around and sweep Denver. And then the Bucks finally bounced back. But man, I don't think they'll win another game.
Yeah, because they barely won the game that they won.
And was up 20-something in the first quarter, so
I think what we are seeing here in the playoffs is that the ability to score the ball is dominating everything. You look at the Suns, they've consistently scored the ball. The Nets, they've consistently scored the ball. Utah, until what they lost last night or
last night.
They have consistently scored the ball, and so that's the
Not only scoring, but you gotta be able to shoot the three ball.
well, yeah, that too.
And with
Facts.
Milwaukee, when your star can't even shoot the three, and they leaving him, giving him that shot willingly, is hurting they whole squad. So you see that teams that can shoot the three ball, um, seem like they having some success, and you brought up the Clippers and Jazz. Now Clippers went down 2-0 to Dallas also. But man, I think Utah has a little more firepower than what Dallas had. I think they're gonna hold them off.
Yeah, they'll come back. They'll bounce back.
Yeah, Utah was definitely had more firepower than Dallas, but the trick is to cut the head of the snake off, man. I mean, and that's just what it is. I mean, Utah got a nice team. Don't get it twisted, but that Donovan Mitchell, that dude there is a problem. So he's the head of the snake. So if you can kind of find a way to just, you ain't gonna shut him down. We know that now. I mean, the man had 0 points in the first quarter. I think he ended up with 30 points total. I mean, so he gonna get his 30. But that's the thing. You got to let him get 30 as the max. You can't let him get 45 and then let somebody else go 20 and somebody else. No. That team go as Donovan Mitchell goes. So if you find a way to just kind of contain him a little bit, I think that takes the confidence out of everyone else, and you got it. Other than that, yeah, Utah probably win the next 2 games in this series.
I agree with what you said, Al. I'm not saying that Clippers won't win another game. I'm not saying that. All I was saying was, well, my thought was that you can't keep going 2 down in these series. The energy it takes to win these games, that's a lot of energy you trying to, and it's going to eventually catch up with you. If, say they get by this round, it might catch up with them next round. But I just don't see, I don't think they can keep doing that. And last round, Dallas, if they had a little better score, I think they would have got them. But I think Jazz will get them, man. It might go 7, but I think they'll get them.
I mean, let's look at something from this standpoint. For one, that Western Conference side has been fun to watch. Usually it's like 1 or 2 dominant on that West Coast or the Western Division, but these games have been. You look like you've been seeing some true basketball and just not like no dominant takeovers. And, aside from Donovan Mitchell, you've seen a lot of team ball. They just going at it, playing hard. And the crazy part about it is with the Lakers out, the Lakers will come with that name. They come with LeBron. They come with AD. But, man, you seeing names pop up on these teams that they contributing, man. They bringing it, and it's been making for some good basketball. I look at the Nets series. The Nets series, that's gonna be over. I mean, but that Hawks and 76ers series, I mean, that's just a matter of the Hawks knocking down their shots. And they start knocking down them shots, it's gonna be a good game each game.
I think it switched from the Warriors was the dominant team, and we all know where they're gonna come out the West and probably win the championship. To now, where it's switched to where the Nets are the dominant team, and they're gonna beat whoever comes out of that Atlanta and Philly series. And we all feel like if they all 3 healthy, they're gonna win the championship. So, but yeah, that West it's been some good ball, and I think my boy LeBron gonna come back next year, man. He switched back to the 6 guard, so I think he gonna get in one in the 6 for the Lakers, man.
I appreciate that, T, because I'm a Lakers fan. But what you said, I think is the greatest point of all of them is the 3-point ball. You're right. All these teams are looking good, and as Dub say, you got people you don't really know that well that's coming off the bench. But what are they contributing? The 3 ball. So if you got your 3-ball on, man, it's rough. And right now we know Brooklyn, they on the 3-ball. We mentioned Utah, but what people don't know, Utah led the league in 3-ball attempt, not attempts, makes. The Clippers had the most attempts throughout the season. The Jazz had the most makes. So
Wow.
if you got the most makes, dog, you can probably beat anybody. So yeah, Clippers in trouble right now, man. You just gotta hope that they don't make it. But you made the best point. It's the 3-ball, man. Without the 3-ball, you out of there.
Yeah, it's a new game, man. It's a new game. You gotta shoot. You gotta shoot that. You just got to, even if you're a big man, you gotta be able to shoot the 3-ball, at least have a perimeter game, because it's all about spacing and letting these guys attack the rim and these days and kicking it out. And I'm gonna hit these real quick. It seems like Phoenix got Chris Paul, who's they call him the point guard, and he's just surrounded with shooters and a nice big man. And man, them boys shooting, and you got Booker who can hit you for 60 in any given night, so they might be a tough out, man. They might be a tough out,
Hey, if you think, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say real quick, and if you think about it, Booker really ain't even went off yet.
Right.
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 That's scary.
Hey, but see, don't the Suns team kind of remind you that old Orlando team when they had Rashard Lewis, they had Dwight Howard as the post. He just kick it out and everybody shoot threes.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But that's rough, dog.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Dang, I ain't even think about that team.
That's a good point. And when Paul can give you, 16 to 20 and 10 dimes, it's gonna be a long night, man. It's gonna be a long night.
And his mid-range is retarded, dog. Why that man shoot the mid-range like it's a free throw, man? That mid-range, he don't even touch the rim.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He wet.
No, Greg, man. LeBron gonna get in one more. He gonna get in one more.
I tell you
what. He must be a
though.
Michael Jordan fan. That must be a Gregory Moonwalk Anderson. Are you a Michael Jordan fan? Chime in.
People just be hating on Bron, man, but nah, man, he gonna get in one more.
So I think the Lakers, if they don't get any other new pieces, he ain't gonna get nothing else. I mean, you can have that thought and feeling all along, but I wish I had to pull this one clip. You ever watch that Gilbert Arenas, his little podcast show or whatnot? He brought up a good point about the Lakers, and it's gonna take coaching, and they gonna need some people who can score the ball. Right now, none of the people they have over there can score the ball, aside from LeBron and AD.
No, I agree with that. And me and Al talked about this, but they don't have any 3-point. They need some 3-point shooters, man.
Wow.
I think I actually mentioned this one other time. The other players on the Lakers can't get going if AD is not in there or if LeBron is not in there. They don't have that confidence to go in there and just dominate.
But now I said LeBron will get in one more. I've said he went back to the 6. I'm clowning a little bit. Yeah, he went back to the 6, so I'm clowning a little bit. But no, he will not win another one if the Lakers don't make better changes to the roster.
No question.
Yeah, but it's the Lakers, so I don't put nothing past them, man. It's the Lakers, and every star wants to go to LA, man. Like Pac say, man, live and die in LA.
So do you think
everybody wants to go LA, and everybody wants to play with LeBron. So LeBron gonna put his GM hat on. He gonna make some moves, and he'll be right back in that thing. And boy, it's gonna hate. But I saw that, Gregory. You a LeBron fan? Okay, I didn't know. I apologize. You just trying to be, I guess, get yourself ready. If we don't switch teams, if we don't switch no players or get some new shooters in there, as T mentioned, you're right. He's gonna lose. But I'm gonna let you know he's gonna put his GM hat on. He gonna make some moves. Everybody want to ride with LeBron. Everybody want to be in LA. We back in that thing. Lakers.
Yeah, we'll see.
Greg over there talking about
GA.
Braun. He being realistic. That's all.
That's
I
all.
think I'm trying to think who would fit in best over there.
Bring Damian Lillard.
Steph Curry, man. I
Bring in
wouldn't be
Damian Lillard.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get Steph Curry because I want to say
You think he
I don't
gonna
know if
leave?
his contract up or he up for extension or something going on, man.
Hey, is Dame up?
No, he
They
has to
all
be
locked
traded.
in. Yeah, they
He
all
has to
locked
be
in.
traded.
I wouldn't mind having old Dame.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to give up everything. Y'all have to start over.
You got a good
I
point.
think Curry would be a better fit.
Still gonna have to give up. You know, the thing is that Horton guy, he should have played way more than he. I don't know why he didn't play. Do y'all? And I hate that we done got on these Lakers now, but
Yeah.
I don't understand why he
Horton,
didn't play.
Yeah, he a dog off the bench. I don't know what happened there, but we're gonna get off the Lakers. We don't want nobody to be upset about that. But yeah, he should have played more.
So did y'all check out Floyd Mayweather last week? The little fight?
Man, that bull.
Man. Let me stay real quick so y'all can go and y'all can jump in on this thing. As I told you, I wasn't gonna watch that bull because it was gonna be an exhibition, it's gonna be set up, whatever you want to call it. I heard that it was trash. I heard they ain't do much. And yeah, so it was a waste of time. I'm glad I ain't waste no money nor time. So I guess Mayweather won, right? I mean, I don't know.
Well, they weren't keeping score. They ain't had no judges. They were just going straight 3 minutes.
Is 30 million worth what he's doing or what he did? I mean, 30 million is 30 million.
To him, yeah. Oh, wait, which one you talking about? For Mayweather or for the other
guy?
Mayweather
got 30 million off top.
Okay. For him to go in there and protect himself for 4 rounds, what was that? 4
they
times?
Went 8.
8 rounds, 24 minutes for him to protect himself? Yeah. I'll take it.
Okay, you saying is it 30 million worth for the Paul guy or which, what do you asking?
No, for Floyd and his legacy, doing this goofy shit. You already did some goofy shit with McGregor, but at least he was a fighter, but now you fighting YouTube stars. I mean, yeah, I understand 30 million is 30 million, but shit.
Well, now I see where you're going with it, and a lot of them gonna disagree with me and you. For Floyd, 30 million is really nothing, to be honest with you. So for him to put that out there for this bull, I think it wasn't worth it. Now for an average individual like you and myself, and even Paul, hell yeah. But we talking about Mayweather, man. 30 million, that ain't nothing to this cat. This is a joke on 2 different things, as you mentioned, McGregor. So yeah, it's really a waste of time. 30 million ain't gonna hurt that man.
And Paul got
10, wasn't it?
I think it was 250 guaranteed, 250,000 guaranteed, but he get a percentage of the pay-per-view.
Oh, he only got 250 guaranteed.
Yeah, that was from the numbers I saw, So hey man.
I would ask for 250 a round.
Yeah, I'd at least wanted $1 million at least.
That's what I say, but hey.
If this man getting 30, I should at least get 5 or at least $1 million,
Give me $1 million, man. We'll call it even. Give us $1 million.
Right. So, but they gonna make something on the back end, just publicity and all that. So
and he got exposure too, right? So he good.
Right. So yeah, fellas, man, we didn't come to that time, man. What did you learn today?
Man, I learned that we as a people must do better with this N-word being used so loosely.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down also. So yeah, I learned the same thing today. We can't just be using the N-word willy-nilly.
Exactly. He's made with the trash. Well, that's what I learned today. I learned that Mayweather is trash, man. That's what I learned.
Yeah, Mayweather. I ain't just no boxing fanatic or nothing, but you out here doing these type of things. You just chill, man, and Seem like you ought to have enough bread to do whatever you
Shit.
want to. So
Speaking of something funny, real quick on that boxing note, did y'all see Lamar
Ocho.
Odom? No,
Oh,
I mean the Ocho fight was better than Mayweather.
yeah,
But you see Lamar Odom in this shoot, I don't even some Aaron Carter.
yeah. I saw he knocked him out for the second round or something like that.
Man,
Hold
it
on.
looked
Go into that. Who got knocked out?
Lamar Odom knocked out the Aaron Carter character.
you know
Dang.
what it reminded me of? What was it? You remember Mike Tyson Punch Out?
Yeah.
What was the boxer's name? Glass Joe?
Yeah.
Or who was the main? It was him when he fought something bull. This big old the big old dude that was so much taller. That's what it reminded me of, man.
Yeah,
Damn.
Lamar Odom was 6'10" and old boy was 6 foot, so
Hey, how did that work?
Bruh,
it was a celebrity boxing match, and
go YouTube it so you can laugh.
I gotta check
yeah,
it out.
they both look awkward, but Odom caught him, man.
And
Put him
slept him, man.
down.
Sleep.
Put him down. Yeah,
What happened with the
man.
Ocho, man? What happened with the Ocho? Did he get? What happened on that?
Ocho got knocked down, but
Ocho fought though.
he got knocked down pretty nice. But in some circles, they claim he won, but he fought a real boxer. He
Well,
fought
dude-
From the
one.
knuckle. Yeah.
He fought a guy that's on Floyd Mayweather's promotion. One of
Okay.
Floyd Mayweather boxers. So some people say Chad might have won it, but yeah, Chad. You know they want to be goofy because he got knocked down. He didn't knock out.
'Cause
Okay.
he got back.
He got up.
back.
He finished. He finished the fight, but you know people want to laugh because he got knocked down, but it ain't how you start. It's how you finish. You know.
So he didn't get Nate Robinson. He didn't get Robinson. He didn't get Nate.
No. You'd have heard about it. So yeah, man.
All
But
right. All right.
man, we appreciate everyone listening once again. You know, you can catch us live, man. We streaming everywhere. Check us out. If you got any questions, any topics, just holler at us. We on, social media. You can hit the email, sipslowpodcast@gmail.com. And once again, we thank y'all for listening. Shout out to y'all. Dub, Al, anything y'all want to add?
Man, y'all just if you work for somebody, make sure you read through that policies and procedures and employee handbook. So you make sure you know how to protect yourself. That's my HR second.
Real talk. So yeah, shout out to all the listeners. Shout out to y'all boys, man. Another week. Sitting here chopping up with y'all. That's all good, man. But y'all go and enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. You know how quick that Monday come. And T, appreciate the updates on that the weather, because you know I don't look at that, and appreciate the updates on the traffic, because again I don't look at that. So other than that, we finish some of these little Modelos, and we gonna let y'all boys go. Y'all have a good one, man.
For sure, man. And let me say this. This is not a black business, right? We not selling nothing, but support us. Listen, interact with us, and help us be better. So with that being said, man, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with us. And as always, we're gonna sip slow. We're gonna live fast.